Have you ever noticed how some of life's biggest decisions don't arrive with a deadline or a clear instruction manual? Instead, they quietly sit in the background, waiting until one day you find yourself thinking, should I be doing something about this? Well, maybe you've recently come back from a holiday or had some time to slow down, to breathe, to think. And perhaps a question surfaced. What do I want my future to look like? For some women, that question eventually leads to another one. Should I freeze my eggs? And if you've ever asked yourself that question, today's episode is for you. So grab a glass of water or a cup of tea and let's explore this together.
Hello and a warm welcome to my podcast show, Your Fertility Counselor. I'm your host, Tanya Fessler, and together we will dive into all things fertility, offering support, expert insights, and practical evidence-based advice for anyone navigating their fertility journey. So grab a cup of tea and make yourself comfortable. Let's get started.
Hi and welcome back. Today we're talking about elective egg freezing. What we started last week is continuing now today with a slightly different twist. Last week was more about the medical basics, and today we will talk about more hormones, mental mindset, and social emotional well-being. But before we talk about hormones or injections or success rates, I want to talk about something much more important, and that's you. Because over the last few years, our team had the privilege of sitting with more than 500 women considering elective egg freezing. And do you know what? Very rarely do we spend the entire session talking about eggs. We talk about hope, timing, relationships, uncertainty, future family dreams, fear, possibility, and sometimes the fear of regret. Because the decision to freeze your eggs is rarely just a medical decision. It's an emotional one too. So today, instead of asking, should I freeze my eggs? I want to invite you to explore 3 different questions. My number one question to you is, what am I hoping egg freezing will give me? This one is one of my favorite questions because the answer is often surprising. Some women say time and others say options, flexibility. A lot of them say peace of mind, understandably, and hope, control, and relief. And none of these answers are wrong, but it's important to understand what you are hoping for, because egg freezing can offer possibilities, but it cannot remove uncertainty entirely. Understanding your expectations is one of the most important parts of the decision-making process. So the question 2 that I want you to think about is, am I making this decision from fear or from empowerment? Now, this is a bit of a nuanced question, isn't it? Because sometimes it's both. Fear of running out of time, which is often the main factor. Fear of regret. Fear of future limitations. But alongside that, there may also be something empowering. A desire to explore your options, to gather information, and to make informed decisions. The goal isn't to eliminate fear completely. The goal is to make a decision that feels aligned with your values. Remember, we talked about our values over and over again in our past episodes. So here goes again, your values. Take now your little booklet where you wrote and did that exercise on values that we did a couple of weeks ago. And there are your values. So it's not just about your anxiety. And the third question I would ask you is, what information do I still need? So sometimes women feel pressure to decide immediately, but good decisions rarely come from pressure. 100% underlying that, please. They come from clarity. And this is so important. So perhaps you need a fertility assessment or a consultation with a specialist, or more information about success rates, more information about costs, or perhaps you need space to reflect emotionally. All of that is valid. So if you take nothing else from today's episode, let it be these 3 reminders. Number 1, egg freezing is not only a medical decision, it's also an emotional one. Number 2, you do not need to be 100% certain to begin exploring. Curiosity is good enough. And number 3, the best decisions usually come from clarity, not panic, not pressure, not urgency. And before we close today, I'd love to leave you with a small reflection exercise. Imagine yourself 5 years from now. Not perfect, not wiser, not someone who knows exactly how everything unfolds. Just 5 years from now. And gently ask yourself, what would I thank myself for exploring today? What information do I still need before making a decision? What matters most to me in this season of my life? And finally, if I remove everyone else's expectations and opinions, what feels true for me? You don't need to answer these questions immediately, but sometimes the most important decisions begin with reflection. So thank yourself for spending these few minutes with me today, because it seems that they were important to you, and I hope that there was something in there for you to take away. And if you know someone who is currently considering egg freezing, well, please share this episode with them. And last week's and next week's, because this month is all about egg freezing. So take a gentle care of yourself, and I'll speak to you soon. See you next week. Bye for now.
Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Fertility Counselor podcast. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. If you need support or have any questions, reach out to us via email at inquiries@counselingconnects.com. Don't forget to follow us on social media at Fertility Connects. We'd love to hear from you. If you want to learn more about us and the services we offer, head to www.fertilityconnects.com. And if you're looking for support beyond fertility, visit www.counselingconnects.com. Take care, and we'll see you in the next episode.